Brandon Gill is standing 10 toes down on the Biden administration. He is not letting the past be the past. He wants to hold them accountable for their actions. Namely, when Biden was attacking Catholic Christians, accusing them as a threat, weaponizing the government to monitor them, bringing the FBI involved. It was crazy. But before we get into that, I want to remind you guys to subscribe to Resist the Mainstream because it ensures YouTube that you are enjoying our videos, and in turn, they'll continually show up in your feed and they'll push it out to more people. I'm Titus. Let's get into this video.
I thank the gentleman. I now recognize the gentleman for Texas for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for having this incredibly important hearing where we can better understand the systematic abuses of the Biden administration for the past 4 years. Our colleagues on the other side want to encourage us to move on from a federal government that was weaponized against the American people that they are supposed to represent and protect. Move on after our FBI was targeting parents who were concerned that their children were being indoctrinated into radical transgender ideologies in their public schools. Move on after the left weaponized the federal government to create a mass censorship industrial complex violating our First Amendment rights. We're supposed to move on after they targeted Catholic Americans, traditional Americans, and labeled them violent extremists. We're told that there's a problem that we can't agree on what's right and wrong, and I agree that is a huge problem. It's a problem that the other side of the aisle can't recognize that censorship is wrong. It's a problem that the other side of the aisle can't recognize that it's wrong for the FBI to target parents concerned about what they're learning in their schools. It's a problem that the other side of the aisle can't recognize that it's a problem whenever our federal government goes after Christian Americans. That's a serious problem, and that's something we should be able to agree on, but unfortunately, we can't. We saw unprecedented levels of weaponization under the Biden administration against the same American people that it was supposed to be looking out for. Christopher Wray created an internal memo that slandered traditional Catholics as anti-Semites and white supremacists. It suggested that the FBI monitor traditional Catholics and even set the stage for FBI informants entering places of worship. At the same time, remember, this was happening while Joe Biden was, of course, facilitating the mass immigration of illegal criminals into our country. Not keeping us safe in that instance, that's for sure. Thankfully, and I think the American people are very thankful that we finally have a president and a head of the FBI and head of the DOJ who actually represent us and want to protect us. I want to thank all of the witnesses for being here. We really appreciate your testimony and your time here. Mr. Witt.
Before we get into that, it was super frustrating to me during the Biden administration, the censorship, the fear that a lot of people had to live under, like Christians being monitored at church because of what? Because of their concern with all this indoctrination that has been spewed. I mean, like, think about it. Like, Biden would bring Dylan Mulvaney in to talk about how important it is to bring awareness for trans children. If you're an adult, it's your business, you can do what you want. But as kids, like, keep that out of there. Keep that out of their schooling. It's not something that needs to be taught. Teach them reading, writing, arithmetic. Why are we doing this? It was just so unnecessary. And the parents had a problem with it, and Biden's like, nah. As a matter of fact, you're a Catholic, you're a Christian? Hold on. FBI agents, go to the church and watch them. What are they doing? Like, what do you mean? I think Biden is a self-proclaimed Catholic too. So that's what's wild about it. I do not understand it. And yes, Brandon's correct. Like, regardless of your thoughts on Trump, under his administration, you're not afraid to say anything. You're not afraid to believe what you believe, and you're not shamed for having your beliefs, even if they oppose him. Now, obviously, he's a troll, and he'll say things to people that disagree with him, and that's his business, his whatever. But, like, people are allowed to say it. You can say something opposes him. And I know a lot of people are trying to pull the whole, you got Stephen Colbert fired. I don't think that's what happened. I think that's his name. But it's just no, absolutely not. I think under his administration, Americans feel a lot more safe. The border's not a huge problem. He has secured that immediately. He's getting a lot of the illegal immigrants that are like wreaking havoc on our country out of here. And I think that's something that that's important. We have laws for a reason. They must be followed. But anyways, let's get back into this.
And I'd like to start with you. The FBI utilized a so-called hate map from the SPLC, the Southern Poverty Law Center, as it was going after traditional Catholics and labeling them domestic extremists. Do you think that that's an appropriate source?
Absolutely not.
Do you know some of the other groups that the SPLC labels as hate groups or extremist groups?
No, I don't, off the top of my head.
I can name a few. They also name the Alliance Defending Freedom, the Family Research Council, and Moms for Liberty as hate groups as well. Do you find it concerning that they were using the SPLC as a source?
Yeah, I find it deeply concerning.
Do you think that Catholics who celebrate the traditional Latin Mass are a threat to the American people?
I don't, because I'm one that does that on occasion.
Can you recall, before Joe Biden was in office, any time whenever the FBI specifically targeted a group of Americans solely because of their religious faith?
No.
Do you think there's any evidence to suggest that harassing Catholic Americans keeps Americans safe?
Not at all.
Got it. Do you think that we've seen a move away from this sort of flagrant weaponization since President Trump has entered office?
Absolutely.
And what do you think that this committee can do to help ensure that we don't see a return of that sort of weaponization?
Well, I think number one, it's accountability, right? That's not going to surprise you. I'm from the Foundation for Government Accountability. And so it's not enough to identify a problem and then just move on. You've got to hold people accountable. And it's going back to the earlier point. If you want to re-earn the trust of Americans in the FBI, they have to see people held accountable. But then at the same time, you need to refocus and look at what are the problems we have right now. And that's the wide open border. That's the violent crime. And so you need to press the FBI to make sure they're pushing resources where they should.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, the government, U.S. government is allergic to accountability, and that's on all fronts. Republican, Democrat, doesn't matter. That's something that definitely needs to be held up. We need to hold them accountable. We need to call them out for the wrongs that they do, regardless of what political party you're affiliated with. I'm so sick of just giving a pass to your side because they're your side. And we do need to make sure that these people aren't just strong-arming and overreaching, which they do all the time. Government overreach is like massive. And yeah, the weaponization of the government to infiltrate Catholic Christians is actually insane. Moms for Liberty, these moms that just didn't like these books that were sexually explicit in their kids' schools. You people that just want to make sure their children can go to school in a safe environment. Like, what are we doing? Claiming that they're like a threat to America or something. Like, I just do not understand how we got here, and we need to change things. The way things have been going or had been going were awful. And I think you should hold Biden, and I think they should hold the Biden administration accountable. And I think we should hold the Trump administration accountable because they are not above scrutiny. They should be held accountable for every action, everything they do, and they should be watched because they are supposed to be working for us. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to comment down your thoughts below. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.